Hey, how's it going? Back with another video here. I have another treat for you. This is the Make Your Own Gold Bars panning kit with real pay dirt. So you know I love pay dirt. Let's see what you get here. Well, first of all, the piece of resistance is this. Well, eat dessert first, right? Go for the best first. 10-inch gold pan. That's one of those standard SE. Last kit we had, I think, had a green pan. This one's black. It's nice to have a couple different colors. I find that I like black pans in cloudier weather and green pans in sunnier weather. I'm not sure why. This helps the little tiny specks of gold for me show up a little bit better. I also have blue pans and purple pans, but you know, color's a preference. But it's nice that this one has a black pan instead of the green one. It comes with that same standard 3-ounce plastic snifter bottle. Now we've gotten a couple pay dirt packages, complete gold panning kits, and this hasn't been a very good snifter bottle. You're probably going to want to get like a Garrett bottle. I have one out in the shed. I'll bring that out in another video, but you're going to want to, or maybe even just an eyedropper, a big eyedropper. See what else it comes with. Nope, it comes with your bag of pay dirt. This appears to be pretty dry. And then it comes with different pair of tweezers than we got in the last one. We had those, if you remember, I think I have them over here at workbench still. And the last kit we had, sorry about that, had these spade tweezers. This gives you a little bit finer tweezer. And I actually did end up using these, and I keep them here at my workbench for picking gravel out when I'm panning and too lazy to classify. So, yeah, whoops, sorry. So yeah, I think that's not a bad addition. It's not a throwaway item like I would have previously thought. I never really would have used tweezers before, but in this here, you know, we had that 10x loop that came in that last kit. I'll post a link up here before, or up the top. And this is a little magnifying glass. There you go. Yeah, we got some magnification there. Okay. I think I like the loop better, but this one's handy. It's got a little keychain. Yeah, just a little included item. Of course, the glass vial for putting your gold in. Well, if you've never seen me try out a new gold pan before, I'll put a link to that video, Gold Panning for Beginners. You're going to want to season your pan. I'm just using some jet dry and some sandpaper. You just want to get the shipping oils off there, and you want to rough up the surface a little bit. Throw some jet dry in there. I usually use jet dry anyway to break up the surface tension when I'm panning out in a tub like this. This is like, I think, a feed tub that I got at a Fleet Farm store. But Amazon sells them too. And I'm just taking the sandpaper, really just trying to rough up the surfaces. We just want ridges. We want to hold on to material. We want to hold on to gold. So just by scuffing this up a little bit, we improve our chances of maybe holding something up. And we get rid of those shipping oils. Because gold will float. We saw in the last video that the gold will float on you if you don't use some kind of surfactant. Like a Finish rinse aid, or even Dawn dish soap will work, any kind of dish soap. I wouldn't use car soaps because they have waxes in them. Yeah, we'll just keep working that sandpaper in there. All right, so I'm going to classify this material. I got these classifiers here. They go all the way up, I think, to 60 mesh. That's just the size of the screen. I'll show you here. Sorry, they're a bit stuck together. So what I've done is I just took an engraver. You got 10 mesh, 20 mesh, and 4. This is probably good. We just want to get the gravels out. I'll probably take that 4 out. I didn't see any big chunks in there. I doubt we're going to get any nuggets. But classifying is pretty easy. You either want to do it all dry or all wet. If you do it wet, you're going to use some kind of water to flush everything through. Everything's completely dry right now, so we're just going to go with dry classifying. And we're just filtering out any gravel that we got. So let's take a look here. It's all stuck. I guess we did a combination of dry and wet classifying. I'll show you what our 10 mesh classifier took out. You can kind of see not a lot of material, not a lot of big stuff, which is good. You want all your material to be roughly the same size. I don't see any gold in there. Yeah, we'll toss it off to the side. And then we're just going to work this material with some water. And we'll set this aside. You can kind of see down in there we have some little bit of gravel. Maybe we got some gold in there. Maybe there's some flakes. We'll pan this out separate. So now we have the bulk of our material down in the pan there. So we're going to stratify. I'll do this a little quicker. In my previous videos, I took my time. We just want to see if this is a good value. All right, that's fine. We're going to wash. Stratify. And again, you want to do it in some sort of tub. Even just a large gold pan is fine. Just what you want to do is you want to just capture this material because you're practicing, right? So you're going to go through this again. You're going to empty it out, put it back into another gold pan, and see if you missed any material. Because each time you're going to find a little bit more that you missed. I like to wait after a couple sessions and then check back. So we'll continue to stratify and wash the material. And it's okay to be aggressive when you're panning. That gold's going to stay right there. And what's happening is the gold is heavier than the sand, so it's all going to the bottom, and all the lighter material is working its way up to the top. And we're just washing off that light stuff. And now we're getting down a little more. You want to keep an eye on these end riffles, see if you see any shiny getting out. Pretty confident in my panning, so I don't think I'll lose any material. But once we get it worked down, we go from these coarse riffles. We'll work the material back over to the other side of the pan, and we're going to work these fine riffles. Oh, it's light colored gravel. I thought I saw some gold going out. But even if it did, I'll recapture that gold when I pan through these tailings. Remember, as we go, we get our pan a little bit more vertical. Right, now the goal of all that panning is just to get down to your finest of your cons or your concentrates. And that's just all the concentrated, heaviest stuff that's in your pan is left at the bottom. And I think we're pretty good here. So we got everything kind of worked down into one corner. You see I got everything down there. And just as before, we're going to get just a little bit of water. I don't know if you can see if the light shows. Just a little bit. And you have to do what works for you. And you're just going to tilt your pan back and forth. I'll see if I can do it so you can see a little better. And we're just letting the wave action wash that light material or lighter material off the top. And if we've done this right, at the bottom, underneath all that stuff at the top of the pan you're seeing, we should start seeing gold. This is where patience pays off. I see a little runner. I see a little piece of gold coming out there. I'll push that back up. Remember, even if it gets away from you, that's okay. It's still in the pan. Nope, I don't see anything yet. Oh, starting to get a little smile of shiny at the top. You see it? Get all that black sand out of there. Those gold flakes are fairly big. They're not going anywhere. That sand will wash out. And there we have it. Bring that up closer so you can maybe see it and get it under the water so you can see a little better. So there's gold in the pay dirt. Is it more than the other pay dirt? I don't think so. This comes with a little bit better pair of tweezers, but not as nice of a loop. And it comes with just a black pan instead of a green pan. Let's see. This magnifying glass. Oh yeah, there you go. It glares. I know, amateur hour here. But there's some gold in there. Put my finger in there for perspective. Yeah. So there's gold in that pay dirt. I think it's a great option if you want to just kill some time or you want to learn the craft. It's a fantastic gift for people that might be interested in gold panning. And hey, I think this one was $26 when I bought it on Amazon, something like that. And in 2024, it's definitely not $26 with the gold, but with the gold pan, the kit, the experience, the fact that you can just do this over and over again with this material, that's the payoff there. I think it's definitely a good value. I love these little kits. Oh, and hey, I almost forgot. We forgot to pan out our classifieds. Let me go grab another pan. All right, I grabbed another pan. Remember how I said these kits are great to help you get started in gold panning? Well, if you have a 3D printer, I made a little mini version of this, but you can 3D print your own gold pan. I've already seasoned this one. I've sanded it out. It's got a set of riffles. I'll put a link to the Thingiverse file. This is not my file. I did not make this. But, yeah, we'll put our material in there that we classified out. Wash that out. Get all the gravel out of the mesh. I think we're good. And I don't have a lot of water in here, maybe a gallon. And again, I reuse the same water. But this will be pretty easy because I don't think there's any big nuggets in this pay dirt. I'd be really surprised if there was. But with our homemade 3D printed gold pan, mini version, do the stratifying. I'm just kind of looking for lead, anything like that. I like to keep the lead. I keep a special vial of lead that I find. And we'll just wash this back just like we did before. But I'm not seeing any gold. You see any gold in there? I don't. Nope. Well, hold on. No gold. Yeah. So even if you don't want to get a kit, I made a bunch of these. Let me show you. Yeah, so even if you don't have a kit, I made a bunch of these little mini pans. It's not a size that I have. I have plenty of the 8-inch and 10-inch and 12 and 14s and bigger. But, what I like these little 3D printed pans for, believe it or not, is when I get a little bit of pay dirt or I'm working with some material like this that I'm classifying, it allows me just to keep all the material in a small space. Where I can put my 20 mesh, my 30 mesh, my 40 mesh, 50, 60, 70, so on. And I keep it in a small space instead of having all these big old gold pans cluttering up the place. So they're fantastic. They're pretty waterproof. You're not going to lose a whole lot of water there. I printed these out of PETG. I'm sure PLA will work fine, although being out in the sun is not good for them. The heat is not good for the 3D prints. That's why I went with PETG, a little bit more durable. I'm sure you could go with ABS or something else as well if you needed more nylon, I guess. Well, nylon might not be the best, but you go with ABS if you wanted to really get some heat resistance in there if you're going to leave it in your car. But I just keep these in my garage. They're really handy. Blue is just the filament I had on hand. Yeah, something you can do with a 3D printer. And it was actually a larger size gold pan. I just shrunk the file down to 60%, and I think this one is 50% size. So I have a couple little small sizes. Anyway, I hope that helps. Once again, blending 3D printing with one other of my hobbies with gold panning. And I think this gold kit, I don't know if I like the make your own gold bars panning kit, real pay dirt, as much as I like the last kit, just because I thought the loop that came with it was pretty neat. Although in terms of pay dirt and a gold pan, hey, the proof is right there. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks for watching.